Life is so unpredictable. One day we're saving a poor helpless animal and the next of good deeds happen around the world caught on camera. But before we get started, subscribe and hit the bell. That's an act of kindness that everyone can do. Gamer Dr. Lupo was in the middle of a 24-hour charity stream when he was given a check for $1 million from Twitch. The fundraising goal of $2 million for the Children's Cancer Foundation was immediately surpassed.
This is $1 million from Twitch.
I mean, it looks like now you just have to set a bigger goal next year.
Stop. I very officially say, fuck cancer.
Look at how fast this guy's running after the souvenir ball, only to give it to this little girl right after.
There it is. I was rooting for the girl myself. It's in the end. Yes.
Coco Johnson spent a whole year in the hospital and finally said farewell to sarcoma, so all of her neighbors decided to arrange a welcome home parade for her. This professor was very upset when none of his students turned off their cameras in the last lesson, but suddenly all of them showed up on the screen and he couldn't hold back his tears. Turned to carry him to the medics.
Well, look at that. There's a show of respect if you ever needed to see one.
A police officer stopped this motorcyclist and asked him to catch up with a bus to return a random woman her lost medicine, and the rider took off without a moment's hesitation. This wild lynx got caught in a trap, but it was lucky that this man decided to risk his own life to set it free. Oh look, that poor animal certainly wasn't expecting such kindness from humans. This Zimbabwean farmer was supposed to throw away fruits that were unsuitable for export, but instead he gave 3 trailers worth of oranges to hungry elephants and monkeys. This teen found a wallet with $1,500 and decided to return it to the owner. He just left the wallet on the porch without taking a cent. When a fireman pulled a dog from a burning house, the poor little guy could no longer breathe on his own. But these heroes fought for his life until they won.
Johnny, you think those two would give the dog? Please get him out of this area.
And this big guy is helping his little bro to get out of the floodwaters. This man went to his favorite barber shop to shave his head due to cancer, so his barber decided to support him in a very touching way. And then everyone who was there at that moment joined him. An incredible example of support. This married couple saw a turtle that had washed ashore. It was entangled in fishing nets and could hardly breathe. The man was barely able to cut the nets and set the animals. Old man saw a stray dog dying of treat a dog. This man is just a regular school custodian. On his way to the gym to clean up, he wasn't expecting to receive this kind of surprise for National Custodial Workers Day. Look at how little it takes to make a whole bunch of strangers smile. This random Russian guy had no idea how to help this poor deer, but he refused to leave the animal in a crisis and did the impossible.
Вот молодец, красавец. Спасибо, хоть сказал бы.
This woman was trapped during a flood. Her car was quickly sinking in water, so these 3 men formed a human chain to save her at the last second. This guy had only one dream, to ride a real Lamborghini, and blogger Andy Popescu was able to make that dream come true.
Te rog să nu te sperii de mine, eu m-am bucurat ca și un copil. Eu așa mă manifest și foarte tare, râd foarte mult
The owner of an expensive car was leaving a parking lot when he saw a poor man struggling to push a cart up a hill. He could have just driven by, but here's what he did. This is what it means to always remain human. This guy's car stalled right in the middle of a tunnel. Suddenly, a motorcyclist came to his aid, and then another. Together, they pushed the car out of the tunnel with their feet without even getting off their bikes. When protesters heard the sound of a siren, they immediately got out of the way so an ambulance could get to a person in need. When this poor girl was extremely emaciated and refused to eat, a veterinarian decided to eat breakfast from identical bowls with her in a cage, and it worked. If only everyone had a heart as big as this man does. This woman saw a stray dog asleep on the cold ground and decided to wrap it up with her scarf to protect it from the rain.